What up? I'm Chet Popelka, and this is the Braves TomaBlog. I'm doing a what to expect from for Touki Toussaint, starting with who he is. Touki was taken 16th overall by the Diamondbacks in 2014. It was sheer fate that landed him on the Braves later, as he was joined by the guy picked in front of him that year, Sean Newcomb. Touki is currently 22 years old. He's a right-hander, 6'3", 285 pounds. He was drafted out of high school in South Florida back in 2014, which was the start of what was expected to be a slow climb to the major leagues. So where he's from, like I said, Touki was taken 16th overall out of high school in 2014 by Arizona, but Arizona was just starting what would become a trend of trading its top pick to Atlanta. They wanted to get rid of Bronson Arroyo's contract back in 2015. The Braves took Arroyo's contract and Touki, so they got Arroyo and Touki in a trade for Phil Goslin, and then they traded Arroyo to LA for Hector Oliveira, and that whole trade is a whole other story. So his skills, and this is the whole reason for the video, if it were less risky to draft a high school righty with control issues, Touki would never have made it to 16th. He was one, if not the most talented pitcher in the draft, and he's one of the few righties with a fastball-curveball combo. Typically, lefties are the ones, a fastball-cutter combo. Typically, lefties are the one with a fastball-curveball combo, so Kershaw, Fried, Julio Urias are ones with significant fastball-curveball combos that people talk about. And, I could go all day about that. Young righties typically have a fastball-slider combo, so that they can cut the ball across the plate. The fastball-curveball combo has been notorious ever since he set foot in the league, and his fastball sat in the mid-90s, and the curveball had major league movement on it ever since he was 18 years old and got drafted on it. People would talk about him as electric is the main adjective that they would use for Touki Toussaint, and it was true. So in terms of his development, when you draft a high school righty like Touki, you anticipate that it'll take a while to develop, which is something the Braves love doing. They love drafting and developing high-ceiling pitchers slowly, so he fit right into the farm. It was something we were already working on with a bunch of guys. And at times, it seemed like he would be like the kid from Bull Durham. At times, he was. He'd go 7 innings pitch, 14 Ks, 10 walks. This is the type of guy you deal with. You deal with that stuff. And you wait it out. He spent all of 2016 at A-ball just working and refining himself. And this is the type of guy with determines his success according to his coachability, because the talent is all there. And each year, Touki proved himself to be perfectly coachable, and that's really the difference maker with him. 2017, the Braves started him at high A, where he started the year rough, and he made tremendous improvements, and he earned a bump to double A, where he finished the year really hot. And he won Minor League Pitcher of the Year in the organization, which would have been shocking back in May. 2018, same equation, start him a level low, let him improve himself, promote him mid-season, and it worked perfectly, even more so. Touki locked everything down by about June, and he became unhittable at that time, and he shot right through the minors. And the Braves had to promote him to the major leagues, so he went from AA to AAA to the majors, and he was pretty much improving everywhere. He really didn't slow down once he got to the majors either. He just had a few blips because they used him wrong. And he made the Braves postseason roster. Going into 2019, he should have a chance to win a rotation spot, and a pretty good chance because he's about as talented as anyone on the roster. Maybe Fulton-Evich, and maybe if they add someone. Touki had always had all the movement necessary. What makes him special is how many variations of a fastball he's developed. He started with just a four-seam fastball at the major league level. He split his fastball usage between a four-seamer, a splitter, a cutter, and a curveball. Obviously, curveball is not a fastball. But he didn't use even his changeup very much. And that was originally, he was a fastball, curveball, changeup pitcher. As he's developed, he's added variations of his fastball that he can put the ball all over the plate in the low to really high 90s. He varies a lot. His comps, the fastball curveball combo for a righty, or having a fastball curveball combo for a righty cuts down his comps significantly. There's one that jumps right off the page to me, and it's Corey Kluber. Kluber is another righty that basically uses his curveball as a changeup. He splits his fastball usage between a four-seamer, a cutter, and a sinker. Touki actually has 60 pounds on Kluber. Kluber would have been my comp for Touki 4 years ago when he got drafted, just for how nasty he was and how, Kluber was a slow developer as well. Touki already raced past our projections on his development because we were thinking he was going to be 24, 25 by the time he worked everything out. And now it's up to him to determine his longevity in the major leagues. He has all the physical tools of anyone in the Braves organizations. He has a particular, this is a weird thing to explain, he has something Hernandez would call splitter fingers. Just the length of your fingers determine if you can throw a splitter well or not. He has those. And so it's in his hands that he's able to have, the movement that he has on his fastballs that he has. And if he continues to be as coachable as he has been, there's no stop on the potential. That's where guys like Corey Kluber and Jacob deGrom sort of sat at. It is, all the talent in the world, refinement is necessary, and for them, they proved that they had it. It's headspace, and it's things like that. As long as we were ready to develop Touki and he's already exceeded those expectations, you can't really place the expectations anywhere. You've seen it with guys like Gohara as well, that they can shoot through the minors and then, be heady and have problems like that as well. Fultonevich is another guy. If he can't get his head right, he'd be perfect, but he never has. If Touki can get his head right, he has all the talent in the world to be an ace-level pitcher, and even maybe beyond that. So that's my what to expect from on Touki Toussaint. Thank you guys for listening. It's Braves TomaBlog YouTube channel where I talk about the Braves. Hope you enjoyed, and go Braves.